Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Meet Your Maker is included with PlayStation Plus this month, so this video is my first hour impressions of the game. It's an online game, so we have some things to approve here at the beginning, and then we get a loading screen, and then we wake up in a mysterious outpost.
Custodian. Custodian. Awaken, Custodian. I have rebuilt you once again. I need you. Come to me. Extinction envelops this planet. Can you feel its grip upon us? It has taken so much already. The age of humanity is nearing its end. The disease tore through them, destroying the genetics of the infected. Civilizations built upon their shoulders died with them. But hope remains in the dead. The chance for a cure in those with uncorrupted genetics. The key to humanity's salvation. You must kill for it. Die for it. Bring it to me, Custodian. And I will save this world.
So humanity has been mostly wiped out by some mysterious disease, but there is this alien species called the Chimera, and there are these sanctuaries, and the Chimera's objective is to collect uncorrupted human DNA so that they can use that DNA to save the human race. So these sanctuaries are scattered around the world apparently, and they all have the same objective, and they are actually sort of in competition with each other for this DNA. And so we're going to get a tutorial here. The basic idea of this game is that you're going to raid outposts with the objective of collecting human DNA. You will also be collecting materials that you can eventually use to build your own outpost. And other players will be able to raid your outpost, and you will be raiding the outposts of other players. So this is a tutorial outpost here. This little robot, which these robots kind of make a disturbing noise. I hate this noise. It makes me nervous. But these little robots are conveying genetic material to this device here. In this outpost, it's right here, but you'll see that in other outposts, this genetic material will not be so easy to lay your hands on and escape with. But the objective is to grab the genetic material and then escape with it. So you will, if you don't escape, if you keep dying, you can choose to abandon an outpost, and you will get some XP, I think. But the real progression comes from escaping with the things that you collect. And so the next part of the tutorial is another outpost, and this one is showing us that there are traps and there are guards. So you destroy traps and you kill the guards to get valuable resources and progress further into the outpost. You have this melee weapon that you use with L2, and then you have a ranged weapon that you can use with R2, but that ranged weapon only has in the beginning anyway, it only has an ammo capacity of 2 shots. So you have to be, you're not exactly running around with a pulse rifle here. You've got to be very careful. But this little robot here, if you follow it, it will lead you to where the genetic material is. But of course, in true old gamer guy fashion, I immediately went off track, and I used my grappling hook with L1, and I started jumping around. So this outpost here, if you take a look at it, this is the sort of thing that you will be building yourself with the materials that you gather. There's a double jump, as you can see, but let's progress further into this outpost. Here is an obvious trap, so as a veteran gamer, surely I will see that. Oh, no, I didn't. I ran right through it, but I got lucky, and it did not hit me. So I was confused. What was that noise? Oh, here's a trap. So, yeah, I saw that one. I wasted a shot there because you only need one shot to destroy this thing. This is not a trap, but over there is a guard. And so you're going to see when I shoot at this guard that this projectile, this gun that I have, is actually kind of lobbing something. So it has a range to it. But one shot kills this creature. And now we got some resources to escape with. Here is the genetic material. And when we grab it, the alarms will start going off. And a second wave of traps and guards will spring into existence at that point. So on your way out of the outpost, you've got to be careful all over again. If you die, then you just have to start all over at the very beginning. There's a trap to the right there that I didn't even see. I'm going to go ahead and destroy this one. If you see them, it's a good idea to destroy them, even if they're not technically in your way. I showed you the grappling hook, so you can get around these things. Oh, whoa, I almost backed up into that trap. Oh, I never even knew it existed. So now we're on our way back here. This trap has already been sprung, so it doesn't spring again. There's another trap, but I'm not going to destroy it. And here we are back at the exit, and now I can escape. So that's it. We've completed the tutorial, and we are ready to take on the savagery of the wasteland. But first we need to return to our outpost, and we get a little bit of XP. Our outpost has the command center, but we also have some other computer stations with some people sitting there. Those are the advisors, and I'll get to that in a second. But if we check out the command center, we can check out the different outposts according to difficulty. We've got 5 normal ones, and 5 dangerous ones, and 5 brutal ones. So we don't have enough XP to actually upgrade anything yet, but if we take a look at our advisors, we have a weapons advisor here. And each outpost that you raid will be compatible with a particular advisor. So you'll bring back material that you can use to upgrade those advisors, and you'll also gain currency. This advisor has weapons. You can upgrade those weapons. This advisor has hardware, which is grenades and flash barriers and phoenix pods, whatever those are. Then we have a guards advisor. Like I said, you'll be building your own outpost, and you will need to populate that outpost with guards to guard your genetic material. And then we have an advisor for your suit, because your suit can be upgraded to be more capable. And lastly, we have a traps advisor. Just like the guards, you will need to spread traps around your outpost to keep other players from stealing your stuff. Each advisor can also give you a temporary boost. And I'll get back to that a little bit later, but first we need to start raiding. We need to get XP and resources. So let's check out the command center and choose one of these outposts. These loading screens are pretty quick. This one is a little bit longer than the others. This is an outpost that was built by another player. I imagine a lot of these early outposts were built by the developers, but when you're choosing them from the command center, you can see the ID of the person who made it. So here we are in the safe zone. We have the opportunity to change our loadout if we would like to do that by pressing square. But I'm just starting here, so I have nothing to switch around. So we're going to stick with the default equipment. And I'm going to show you all of my deaths here before I show you my successful run. I started to show this whole thing just as raw gameplay, but it was 40-something minutes. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to show all my deaths, and then I'm going to show the one successful run that I had. So that's 2 deaths there. Here's the third one. I actually had the genetic material and I was on my way out there. And then the very next life, I regressed a little bit and did not make it to the genetic material. But now we're going to see the entire successful run. So I'm going to shut up and let this play, let you hear all the sound of the environment. And then I'll talk a little bit more after we get done with this. Man, I hate the sound that little harvester robot makes. It just really creeps me out. But here we are, emerging back into the sort of sunlight. And we are escaping. That was very fun, very tense in a good way. And then we get to vote on what we think of the map. I just said it was fun there. Then we get a summary screen showing what we have collected. And then we get a progression screen showing the various things we did to get XP. And now we can return to the sanctuary, where it tells us we need to strengthen the Chimera by pressing the button. And we get a prompt on the screen. This is telling us, this is just what I talked about earlier, that each advisor will accept a different type of genetic material. Genetic materials is automatically given to the compatible advisor, and as you level them up, it will extend the duration of their boost. You can also evolve the Chimera to earn cells, which I believe is one of the currencies. Right now we need to press this button to process the advisors. I guess are we feeding them this stuff through tubes? I don't know. Possibly. But we have leveled up the Chimera. We have earned some resources. Now, if we check out the weapons advisor, his boost will last for 6 minutes because we have leveled him up. And the other boosts are still only lasting 3 minutes because we have not done any outposts that have leveled up these other advisors here. But each of them has a boost that will help you in different ways. But at the beginning, those boosts only last for 3 minutes. Once you level up the first time, then that goes to 6 minutes. We have a replay station over here where we can see replays not only of our raids, but also the raids of other people trying to attack our outpost, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to see me build in this video. I did another raid and then came back to my sanctuary, and it tells us that we could play this cooperatively with other players. We could invite them into our game, or we could join their game. Here we can see the Chimera evolution screen with different progression rewards, and there's a daily bonus. And then I did another raid, and then it told me that I had enough to claim a burial site. So once we process our advisors, now we can go over to the command center, press R1 to go to the build screen. It says we have no outpost. I could buy one of these outposts. I can afford this one in the upper left-hand corner, but for some reason, instead, I decided to refresh the screen. I spent some of my money, and the result was now I don't have a burial site that I can I can afford. So, of course, I refreshed again. I spent more money, and I still can't buy one of these sites. So I messed this whole thing up here. So I'll have to make a building video later. But the good news is I unlocked a champion outpost. We can see the name, the ID of the person who built it in the upper right hand corner there. And then down below that is map intel. And the map intel that's one of the boosts that you get from one of the advisors, but I have not done that yet, so we have no intel. But here is just the very beginning of a champion outpost. You're not going to see very much of this. I'm basically going to peek my head into the first room and then just say nope and turn around and go back to the sanctuary. But I thought I would show you anyway what a champion, at least a little bit of a champion outpost looks like. But I really like this. I like games that will let me build something that other players can interact with. And it's very cool to me that I'm building something that other players can attack here. I know I've played a game that let me do that before, but I'm really not remembering what it was right now. It's a very cool mechanic, though. And I like that Dark Souls type mechanic where you drop everything when you die. So I always enjoy games like that. But like I said, this game is free, or it's included this month with PS Plus. So if this looks interesting to you, by all means, check it out. I'll have other videos coming up here in the near future, but that will do it for now. As always, thank you very, very much for watching.